In this video, I will continue with the capital budgeting topic, and the learning objectives for today are that we will understand the capital budgeting technique of NPV and look at the rules for accepting or rejecting a project based on the net present value, and we will look at the advantages and disadvantages of NPV. Furthermore, we will also understand the concept of profitability index and describe and understand the rules for accepting or rejecting a project based on profitability index, and we will discuss the problems that are associated with it. So net present value is the sum of the present value of a project's cash outflows and inflows. The present value of the cash flows is calculated by discounting all the cash flows at a discount rate. The discount rate, which is denoted by R, is also called the minimum required rate of return that a company wants on its projects. Each company chooses this discount rate based on the riskiness of the प्रोजेक्ट. सो अगर कोई प्रोजेक्ट ऐसा है जिसमें रिस्क ज़्यादा है, फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल इफ़ यू आर गोइंग टू एक्सप्लोर वेदर देयर इज़ ऑयल और नॉट, इफ़ दैट इज़ योर प्रोजेक्ट, देन उसका रिस्क क्योंकि ज़्यादा है तो उसका रिक्वायर्ड रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, योर इन्वेस्टर्स विल रिक्वायर अ हायर रेट ऑन इट. Let's say they require a 20% return in this case. And there is another project which is safer. For example, you want to open a textile factory or something like this. So then in that case, maybe the investor is satisfied with the 10% required rate of return. So depending कि project कितना risky है, उतना ज़्यादा return आपके investors को चाहिए होता है, तो उतना ज़्यादा आपका discount rate हो जाता है, उतना ज़्यादा आपका R हो जाएगा. Now the net present value computation, so the formula for this is CF0. This is your initial outlay. So this is your initial outlay. NPV stands for net present value, and these are your cash inflows of the remaining year. R is the interest rate, the discount rate, and N is the number of years. And the decision rule is that you will accept projects that give you a greater than or equal to 0 value. So basically positive NPV projects are accepted, and NPV projects which are less than 0, which means negative. So negative NPV projects are rejected, and positive or equal to 0. So either positive or 0 NPV projects are acceptable. Okay, so we're going to do this example in order to find the net present value. Shift it from an eraser. Now over here we have project A and project B. Both of the initial investments are 10,000, and these are the cash flows. So first we're going to do it for project B. So this is your timeline. Okay, ignore the values in the timeline. So this is your timeline, and you need to find the present value of these cash flows. 10,000 is already at time 0, so it's already at present value. You will start from 500. The formula for present value is FV 1 plus R to the power n. So the future value over here is 500. The rate that you will use is 10%. So K and R means the same thing. So this is 1 plus 0.1, and the power will be 1 because this is coming back 1 year. You want to take it to time 0. So if you calculate this, your answer is coming 455. So this is the present value of this cash flow. Similarly, you will do it for the second cash flow as well. So if you try it for the second cash flow, the present value is coming 413, and you can see you have power 2 over here because this is coming back 2 years. Then you'll do it for the third cash flow. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is coming back 3 years, and you'll do it for the last cash flow as well. this is the present value of cash inflows, and you sum all of them up, the answer, this 11154 is the sum of the present value of cash inflows. Basically, you're supposed to sum them all up. So if you look at the benefits, the cash inflows are actually greater than the costs. The cash inflow is greater than the cost of 10,000. So the NPV over here will be positive. It is greater than 0. So basically the formula for NPV is, let me write it over here. The initial outlay plus the present value of inflow. So this is what was happening over here. Let's go back. So this was your initial outlay plus the present value of your cash inflows. This is the formula for your NPV. Let me make it shorter. This is the present value of your cash inflows. So initial outlay plus present value of cash inflows. Going back. So this is your formula. The initial outlay is negative 10,000. Okay, the initial investment is in negative. So NPV, I'm going to write it over here only. NPV is negative 10,000 plus the present value of cash inflows. So the present value of cash inflows is 11154. So this will give you a positive 1154, which is the NPV. So according to the criteria, if NPV is positive, you can actually accept that project. Similarly, you can calculate the NPV of project A as well. तो आप प्रोजेक्ट ए के लिए भी इसी तरीके से NPV कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो. So let's do it for project A. Let me just take this back. Okay, I cannot remove the timeline. Wait. Okay, so now we're going to calculate the NPV for project A as well. I'm going to open a note for that, and we're going to recreate the timeline over here. I'm going to use a black pen. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have an initial investment of 10,000. Then we have 500, and no, I was doing it for project A. Sorry. So we have an equal 3,500 for project A. So you need to calculate the present value of these cash inflows. The formula for the NPV. So now I'm going to plug it in the formula simply instead of making the whole chart. So the NPV formula is cash flow at time 0, which is your initial investment, plus the present value of the remaining cash flows. So that will be 1 plus R. This is your NPV formula, and it will keep on going till cash flow N. So the cash outflow at time 0 पे क्या cash है 10,000, negative 10,000. So it will be negative 10,000 plus this is 3,500. Rate is 10%. And this will have power 1 because this is the first cash flow and this is coming back 1 year. So basically this cash flow is coming back 1 year. So that's why you have power 1 over here. Similarly, you will do it for the other cash flows as well. So then we have 3,500, 1.1 power 2. This should be very clear to you कि पावर्स किस तरीके से यूज़ होती हैं बिकॉज आप टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी काफ़ी डिटेल में ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हुए हो. So you have power 2, 3 and 4 according to the timeline in each case. So over here this is going back 2 years, so power 2. This is going back 3 years, so power 3. And this is going back 4 years, that's why you're using power 4 in this case. So if you calculate the this, you will get the NP over NPV. This is your initial outlay over here. This is your initial outlay, and this is the present value of your cash inflows. So basically this is your NPV formula. So let's solve this. This is 10,000, and if you solve this, your answer is coming 11094.53. So if you solve this, you get 1094.53, again a positive NPV. So this is the NPV for project A. Okay, now one more thing. Over here, if you look at the cash flow pattern, it is an equal cash flow pattern, right? It's 3,500 every year. It's actually equal. So let me just erase this. If you look at the cash flow pattern, the cash inflow is equal 3,500. So it's coming every year. It is equal, and you know when it will end. It fulfills all of the criterias of an एन्युटी. सो अगर आप चाहते आप 3,500 के लिए एन्युटी का फॉर्मूला भी यूज़ कर सकते थे. सो यू कुड हैव कैलकुलेटेड द प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ कैश फ्लोज यूजिंग द annuity formula. So now let me show you that as well. So or you can even have used this formula over here. So this would have become NPV is equals to the annuity formula is PMT 1 minus 1 plus R minus N over R. So the equal annuity 3,500. Interest rate is 10%. There are 4 PMT, so power will be 4, 0.1. Plus, if you solve this, your answer will once again come the same amount. So if you want, it's up to you. You can use this formula or you can use this formula. Remember, this is your most basic formula in the time value of money. आपका वो वाला formula is equals to FV1 plus R1. तो ये तो जनरल फार्मूला है जो कि हर केस में यूज़ हो सकता है. वेराज ये फार्मूला आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ तब यूज़ करते हो जब कैश फ्लोज आपकी इक्वल होती हैं, जो कि इस केस में है. सो इवन ओवर हेयर यू गेट द सेम आंसर, positive 1094. So basically you can use this annuity formula only for project A because यहाँ cash flows equal है. You cannot use it for project B. Project B के लिए आपको एक एक को discount back ही करके plus करना होगा. ठीक है. So over here we are using this formula only, which is our सो आप ये वाला ही फॉर्मूला यूज़ कर सकते हो फॉर प्रोजेक्ट बी. ठीक है. और इन अदर वर्ड्स यू कैन यूज़ दिस फॉर्मूला इन बोथ केसेस. बेसिकली ये फॉर्मूला आपका यूज़ हो रहा है दोनों केसेस में. यहाँ पर अगर आप चाहो तो आप एन्युटी का फॉर्मूला यूज़ कर सकते हो, बट ओनली इन द केस ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट ए बिकॉज इट हैज़ इक्वल कैश फ्लोज. ठीक है. सो आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. एनपीवी ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट ए इज कमिंग दिस. सो व्हाट इज द डिसीजन रूल? द डिसीजन रूल वाज दैट ओके अगेन वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट इंडिपेंडेंट एंड म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव. तो अगर इंडिपेंडेंट है तो जितने भी प्रोजेक्ट्स प्रॉफिटेबल हैं वो सारे एक्सेप्ट हो सकते हैं. सो प्रोजेक्ट ए का NPV भी पॉजिटिव आया था, प्रोजेक्ट बी का भी पॉजिटिव आया था. द प्रोजेक्ट ए NPV was 1095 and project B's NPV was, let me go back, okay, it's not going back, was 1154. So if it's independent, both projects can be accepted, you will accept both projects. But if it's mutually exclusive, then you will accept the project with the higher NPV, because अब आप सिर्फ एक चूज कर सकते हो, तो आप वो चूज करोगे जो कि एक higher net present value दे रहा होगा, which is your project B. ठीक है, so both are positive, लेकिन mutually exclusive में because आप एक ही चूज कर सकते हो, you're going to choose the one that is giving you a higher value. So the pros of NPV are that it focuses on cash flows and not accounting earnings. So instead of using profits, you use cash flows in this formula. Number 2, it makes appropriate adjustment for time value of money, and you can properly amount for risk differences between projects. How can you do that? By using a different required rate of return according to the risk of the project. Disadvantages are that it is complex to calculate and explain. It's sensitive to discount rate. So if you get the R incorrect, अगर आपने risk सही से measure नहीं किया तो फिर आपका answer गलत आ जाएगा. Based on estimated cash flows which may be different from actual ones. So आपकी पूरी estimations basically depend upon these cash flows. You do not know them for sure. ये forecasted cash flows हैं. आपको नहीं पता इस प्रोजेक्ट से ईयर 1, 2, 3, 4 में यही कैश फ्लोज आएंगी कि नहीं. सो इफ़ यू गेट दीज प्रोजेक्शंस रॉन्ग, योर होल डिसीजन विल बिकम रॉन्ग. Okay, so I'm going to do this in the next video.